Call this regular city council meeting to order. God of wisdom, we seek your help today. Come and let your wisdom fall upon us, O Lord, as we gather for this meeting. Give us clarity so that we can effectively tackle each part of today's agenda. Reveal problem areas and show us the best solutions that will apply. Point our eyes to every positive outcome since our last meeting, and let these favorable results and developments encourage every heart in this room. Dear God, help us apply your wisdom as we decide on certain matters and make plans. This we pray in Jesus' name. Amen.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Roll call.
Megan Bryant.
Here.
George Nos.
Present.
Randy Mitchelson.
Here.
Jim Olive.
Here.
Chris Colteddy.
Present.
Jeremy Wilson.
Present.
Doug Brown.
Here.
Kathy Driscoll.
All aldermen are present except for Alderman Driscoll. First, omnibus vote designation. Motion to approve.
So moved.
Alderman Bryant, second.
Second.
Alderman Brown, questions or comments? Roll call.
Steve Dorchenez.
Yes.
Randy Mitchelson.
Yes.
Jim Olive.
Yes.
Chris Colteddy.
Yes.
Jeremy Wilson.
Yes.
Doug Brown.
Yes.
Megan Bryant.
Yes.
Motion carries 7-0. Minutes of the regular meeting held August 5th, 2024. Minutes of the Lake and Airport Committee meeting held August 8th, 2024. Minutes of the Water Committee meeting held August 8th, 2024. Minutes of the Finance Committee meeting held August 15th, 2024. And minutes of the Ordinance Committee meeting held August 15th, 2024. Motion to approve.
So moved.
Alderman Bryant, second.
Second.
Alderman Skoltedi, questions or comments? Roll call.
Randy Mitchelson.
Yes.
Jim Olive.
Yes.
Chris Colteddy.
Yes.
Jeremy Wilson.
Yes.
Doug Brown.
Yes.
Megan Bryant.
Yes.
Steve Dorchenez.
Yes.
Motion carries 7-0. Ordinance approving and authorizing the execution of the First Amendment to the Business District Agreement by and between the City of Taylorville and Christopher Biondolino and Biond Restaurants 3 LLC. Motion to approve.
So moved.
Alderman Wilson, second.
Second.
Alderman Skoltedi, questions or comments? Roll call.
Jim Olive.
Yes.
Chris Colteddy.
Yes.
Jeremy Wilson.
Yes.
Doug Brown.
Yes.
Megan Bryant.
Yes.
Steve Dorchenez.
Yes.
Randy Mitchelson.
Yes.
Mayor Barry votes yes. Motion carries 8-0. Motion to approve the building permit application in reference to the GSI Group.
So moved.
Motion of Alderman Bryant, second.
Second.
Alderman Skoltedi, questions or comments?
Mr. Mayor,
Rocky, comment?
Mr. Mayor, that motion is not the appropriate one to adopt, it's the one following.
Okay,
We'll adopt them both.
so let's just move to the second one, if that's okay with the ones that made the motion. Motion to approve the building permit application, solar panels, glare study, construction plan, scale drawing, location drawing, drainage tile map, and drainage plan, and weed control, and overgrown vegetation plan concerning the solar energy facility to be located on GSI Group LLC property, all as referred to in subject to City Ordinance number 4107 and 4240. I need a motion to approve that.
So moved.
Alderman Bryant, second.
Second.
Alderman Dorchenez, questions or comments? Roll call.
Jeremy Wilson.
Yes.
Doug Brown.
Pardon, Rocky? Go ahead.
So I was gonna say, you all have received emails from me. They have now everything in order. I did want to point out that they finally recorded the survey on August 14th as requested, so it's all good. I think the motion's appropriate this time.
Thank you for your quick work, Rocky. Roll call.
Jeremy Wilson.
Yes.
Doug Brown.
Yes.
Megan Bryant.
Yes.
Steve Dorchenez.
Yes.
Randy Mitchelson.
Yes.
Jim Olive.
Yes.
Chris Colteddy.
Yes.
Motion carries 7-0. Motion to approve and or reject bids for the fire station masonry project. As you know, you received the bid tonight. For Realty Construction. And just to be fair, that is Chief Aderman's father-in-law. So just want to make sure that was known.
That's the only bid we received.
Motion to approve.
Motion to approve it.
Alderman Wilson, second.
Second.
Alderman Olive, questions or comments? Roll call.
Doug Brown?
Yes.
Megan Bryant?
Yes.
Steve Dorsones?
Yes.
Randy Mitchelson?
Yes.
Jim Olive?
Yes.
Chris Scoltedi?
Yes.
Jeremy Wilson?
Yes.
Motion carries 7-0. Motion to approve the auditor for the 2023-2024 audit.
So moved.
Motion by Alderman Bryant, second.
Second.
Alderman Mitchelson, questions or comments? Comments, Rocky?
Yes, and which auditor are we talking about here? It does refer in the motion, and I know that.
It's gonna be the auditor that we got the
Inquiry.
agreement with a month ago that you had questions on.
Yes, and if I may, you had called me last Friday and told me you were gonna be bringing it up with this particular accounting firm. I think we discussed if you'd made inquiry to other communities. I think Mr. Mitchelson has reached out to, I think Decatur was waiting on a response, and also a local auditor. I don't know where that's at. But let me just, I think you were asking me if I still stood on the same opinion, and it is. I'm not gonna change my opinion. I know that you're running into a time frame. I get that. This is a business decision for you all to make, but you asked me to look at this from a legal point of view, and I cannot, in good faith, recommend it. And a couple of reasons. I gave you 15 good reasons before. And rather than bore you with that, the main ones you've got to think about is that they have two clauses. They have a hold harmless and indemnity clause that you have to indemnify them for their negligence. And also they want to limit the amount that if they do mess up, you can not recover any more than what you pay them for their services. Now, I can direct you to online websites that will tell you this is not permissible for public companies under the Security Exchange Commission. I can read you something here with their codification. As it says, when an accountant and his client have entered into an agreement of indemnity, which seeks to assure the accountant immunity from liability for his own negligent acts, whether of omission or commission, while the major stimuli to objective and unbiased consideration of the problems encountered in a particular engagement is removed or greatly weakened. Consequently, the accountant cannot be recognized as independent for the purpose of certifying the financial statements of the client. That's the code from the Security Exchange Commission. Most banks and insurance companies follow that, as well as, and the concern I have is that we have, from time to time, you'll have loans with the state or grants and so forth that require independent auditors. I'm not familiar whether or not the state of Illinois will approve an audit that cannot be declared independent whether or not under these regulations. Now, I know we have an anti-indemnity clause in Illinois for construction contracts on the same concept. I haven't been able to find anything yet for the CPAs, but I caution you on that, because if you're going to have them to prepare an audit, the state of Illinois may not approve it as being an independent audit, which means you would be in violation of any grants or loans that you may have with the state of Illinois. Now, those are the two main things that I had real problems with. Now, the last time I was discussing with them, they were going to send me a copy of their certificate of professional liability insurance, and I was going to suggest perhaps we can limit the liability to whatever that policy limit is. And presumably that would be probably like Ben Associates have, or like I have, $3 million coverages or something. That would be something that would be more palatable to limit the liability to whatever you've already got insurance and paid for, they have paid for. But just a real quick summary. If they are using, I know you mentioned it to me, Mayor, but they're using an outside firm that's not CPAs, they're going to have access to confidential information of the city, and you are agreeing that if anybody, a third party, sues them because they let that information go out, you have to hold them harmless for attorney fees. And all the litigation will take place in Virginia, not in Illinois. You're waiving all rights to jury trial. They require that you have to do mediation. If any emails that they send out on their system, if it gets hacked and someone is harmed by it, you have to indemnify them for their own system. That makes no sense to me. I mean, we have securities in place for our system, they should have it for their system. They're using third-party cloud accounting things. Again, you're recognizing that any things that happens on that cloud, they're not gonna be liable. You're expressly saying that they're not liable. And you have to hold them harmless if they get sued for it. Another thing, they're asking you to warrant that all the vendors that you do business with, they don't violate the OFLAC. And I don't know how you can possibly do that unless you contact all your vendors and have them give you a representation that they don't violate those federal rules. If you would happen to terminate them for cause, you still have to pay them even though they were negligent. They're not in default for any electronic virus attacks or infiltrations. You're not allowed to sue that third-party contract, that non-CPAs, but those CPAs by contract are being allowed to enforce those provisions against you, the city. And even though you may sign a document with them here today, they have the right to assign it without your consent to anybody else they want to. That's just kind of the main things that is of some concern. If you decide as a business decision to go forward with this, I would certainly recommend that it would only be for a one-year contract. You see how it works out, and you don't allow any multi-year contracts until you know what's going on. Maybe give you an opportunity to look out in the other professionals that are out there that wouldn't have this kind of language. But I'm just talking from a legal viewpoint. You folks have to make the business decision.
And I thank
don't
you for
recommend it.
this. We are at a time crunch now, to be honest with you. And I've talked to Iris about this, I've talked to Mike Blakeman. They both recommend that this guy is a very professional CPA, despite all the legal jargon. I would suggest that we approve this contract with Sickage. Chad Lucas is the lead CPA. And Iris says they use non-CPAs doing work also, so that's not really nothing. And Mike Blakeman told me that a lot of his contracts with municipalities are only worth what they're paid for that they don't have any assumed liability over what they are paid. So I would suggest that we approve this. We have a motion and a second. So any other questions or comments?
We are undertaking just a one-year contract,
Right, 1 year contract. Valerie?
Should the motion include to direct one of us to sign the paperwork that needs signed if we go forward with this?
The motion for the mayor to sign the contract, and I will get it to Rocky tomorrow just for anything that we need to get, that we can get in a hurry, but we'll get that, so. Motion's on the table, motion in a second, roll call.
Megan Bryant,
Yes.
Steve Dorchenez.
No.
Randy Mitchelson.
Yes.
Jim Olive,
Yes.
Chris Goltati,
Yes.
Jeremy Wilson,
No.
Doug Brown,
No. Motion carries 4-3. City attorney update.
I got an email today from the attorney who represents the Christian County Reclamation District. And I talked to Jim Morris just briefly before the meeting. That apparently that's something I think his office is recommending. I think Mike Mann might be as well too, is taking over ownership of a certain portion of the district's sewer project. So I think, I just got the email today. I passed it out to all of you. If you want to go forward with it, let me know. I can put together the intergovernmental cooperation agreement as requested by their attorney. And you might want to put it on your, I know you had a meeting, I think a street and sewer committee this Thursday, is that correct?
Yeah.
If you wanted to discuss it then, maybe Joanne, which might create an amended agenda, if you can get it out tomorrow, you're still okay. If not, you can discuss it under other matters, but you can't take any action on it, and then you can take it up at your next meeting. But it's something I think that Mike Mann and Jim Morris are recommending you guys look into.
I have a question about that.
All right.
Can I ask?
And I think is Jim there, Mike's there, maybe they can.
Mike Man's here and Jim is here.
What this is all about.
I've been in discussion with them. we think it's best for the city that we take ownership of this, so we don't have to redo our sewer complete 13-foot underground or something.
This
And the
section sewer.
sanitary district's in a position now where they're trying to get rid of the sewers and the sewers that they own.
I recommend just taking it back to the street sewer committee and have more conversation
Right.
about it. It can be talked about.
You need to put out an amended agenda.
And it can be the
for
following
Thursday,
month. There is
so we
not
can
that big of a rush
discuss
on it.
it.
It's in no hurry.
Well, Jim said there's no hurry.
No
We'll
hurry.
do any other matters then.
We can do it next month.
All right,
Megan,
That'd be fine.
I don't anymore.
Oh, never mind.
okay.
Thank you, Val.
Thank you.
I'm glad you-
Anything else, Rocky?
That's it, Mayor.
Okay. Mayor report, looking forward to a great school year. Please be safe in driving around our schools. We started working on Cheney and Springfield Road, replacing the water line. Please be careful in the construction zone. And also there will be construction beginning around the Taylorville Food Center in the coming weeks. And hopefully the railroad will have the crossings repaired by Labor Day. I talked to the guy today and he said that they plan on having all the railroad crossings repaired and smoothed by Labor Day. Thank you. Committee reports, discussions and or motions to approve, adopt and or deny and or table and or amend and or refer to an appropriate committee in whole or in part the matters regarding the following subject matters discussed at the committee level. Lake and Airport. Right?
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. First, agenda, or first item is motion to recommend approve to the city council to approve deer duck drawing to be held on September 10th, 2024. I'd like to make that in the form of a motion.
Motion by Alderman Brown, second.
Second.
Alderman Wilson, questions or comments? All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Motion carries.
Next item, motion to recommend to the city council to approve the increased cabin rental rates as follows: $70 Sunday through Thursday, $75 Friday through Saturday and holidays. Modify the category of boat permits from 200 horsepower and up to 200 to 250 horsepower, and adding the category of 251 horsepower and up. Boat permit fees increased to the following: 0 to 15 horsepower, $45, 16 to 25 horsepower, $50, 26 to 75 horsepower, $70, 76 to 150 horsepower, $90, 151 to 200 horsepower, $125, 200 to 250 horsepower, $145, 251 horsepower and up, $160. Jet ski permits, $130. Kayaks, rowboats, canoes, $35. 1 day pass, $25. 2 day pass, $35. And senior rates will stay the same. I'll make that in the form of a motion.
Motion by Alderman Brown, second.
Second.
Alderman Bryant, questions or comments? Roll call.
Hang on, Rocky.
I got a comment, Mr. I got a comment. Actually, the motion, Judge, you should probably direct me to prepare that. It's gonna require an ordinance, because all those permit fees is in your code book. It'll require an ordinance to change.
I think I said that, Rocky.
What, hold on, aren't we just changing numbers within the ordinance we still have?
Yeah.
So why do we need to create a new
No,
one?
you do not. You have certain permits. If you look at 7 days, 2 days, one, you got 100, you got a fee there, and then you're adding, now you're going, you've got over 25 horsepower, 100 horsepower, now you're changing it, which is fine, but it will take a change in the ordinance to change it. Okay?
Right, and I
You don't
understand,
have anything on kayaks, rowboats or canoes. You're creating something new, which is fine. And you've got some, the 1 day pass and 2 day pass. I'm looking here. I think you're changing that.
well, and forgive me if I'm wrong, I just feel like, is this something you're comfortable with doing?
Could I just amend the old ordinance, Rocky? Or does it have to be a complete new one?
Well, you don't have anything for, I mean, if you want to take a shot at it, I'll help you with it, or I'll look at it, bless it or not bless it, but it's an ordinance. It requires a change. You don't have anything for kayaks, rowboats, or canoes. You can type something up, and I'd refer you to, you got to create boating, it only includes 7 days, 2 days, one. You can probably throw it all in there if you want. Take this paragraph.
Why don't we have Joe
I don't think it's a big deal. It does require an orders from somebody.
Right, so we have to go in to do the ordinance and get
Do
the
it.
okay from Rocky.
Okay.
Okay,
Okay?
that's the motion. Roll call.
Randy Mitchelson?
Yes.
Jim Olive?
Yes.
Chris Scoltedi?
Yes.
Jeremy Wilson?
Yes.
Doug Brown?
Yes.
Megan Bryan?
Yes.
Steve Dorsones?
Motion carries 7-0.
Next item, motion to recommend, approve, to purchase of 12 picnic tables, 12 fire rings from the Taylorville High School, not to exceed $2,900. Make that in the form of a motion.
Motion by Alderman Brown, second.
Second.
Alderman Wilson. Questions or comments? Roll call.
Jim Olive?
Yes.
Chris Scoltedi?
Yes.
Jeremy Wilson?
Yes.
Doug Brown?
Yes.
Megan Bryan?
Yes.
Steve Dorsones?
Yes.
Randy Mitchelson?
Motion carries 7-0.
Next item, motion to recommend approve payment for the OSLAD grant application not to exceed $7,000. I'll make that in the form of a motion.
Motion by Alderman Brown, second.
Second.
Alderman Bryant, questions or comments? Roll call.
Chris Scoltedi?
Yes.
Jeremy Wilson?
Yes.
Doug Brown?
Yes.
Megan Bryan?
Yes.
Steve Dorsones?
Yes.
Randy Mitchelson?
Yes.
Jim Olive?
Yes.
Motion carries 7-0. Ordinance, Alderman Scoltedi.
Thank you, Mayor. First, we have a motion to recommend to the city council to approve the EDD redevelopment agreement for the property located at 1791 Morrison Drive in the amount of $29,083.38. The log cabin located at the historical property.
Motion by Alderman Scoltedi, second.
Second.
Alderman Brown, questions or comments? Roll call.
Jeremy Wilson?
Yes.
Doug Brown?
Yes.
Megan Bryan?
Yes.
Steve Dorsones?
Yes.
Randy Mitchelson?
Yes.
Jim Olive?
Yes.
Chris Scoltedi?
Yes.
Motion carries 7-0.
Next motion is a motion to recommend to the city council to approve the BDD redevelopment agreement for the property located at 1104 West Bresser Street in the amount of $4,175 for Steiner. Make that form of motion.
Motion by Alderman Scoltedi, second.
Second.
Alderman Dorsones, questions or comments? Roll call.
Doug Brown?
Yes.
Megan Bryan?
Yes.
Steve Dorsones?
Yes.
Randy Mitchelson?
Yeah.
Jim Olive?
Yes.
Chris Scoltedi?
Yes.
Jeremy Wilson?
Yes.
Motion carries 7-0.
All right, next we have a motion to recommend the city council to approve the BDD redevelopment agreement for the property located at 110 West Park. This will be only for a door to be installed in the amount of $1,396.12 to J.L. McDowell.
Motion by Alderman Scoltedi, second.
Second.
Alderman Mitchell, questions or comments? Roll call.
Jeremy Wilson?
Yes.
Doug Brown?
Yes.
Megan Bryan?
Yes.
Steve Dorsones?
Yes.
Randy Mitchelson?
Yes.
Jim Olive?
Yes.
Chris Scoltedi?
Yes.
Motion carries 7-0.
Next is a motion to recommend to the city council to approve a BDD redevelopment agreement for the property located at 100 and 102 South Main Street in the amount of $13,960 for Dustin Clark. Make that form of motion.
Motion by Alderman Scoltedi, second.
Second.
Alderman Bryant, questions or comments? Roll call.
Steve Dorsones?
Yes.
Randy Mitchelson?
Yes.
Jim Olive?
Yes.
Chris Scoltedi?
Yes.
Jeremy Wilson?
Yes.
Doug Brown?
Yes.
Megan Bryan?
Yes.
Motion carries 7-0.
Next, we have a motion to recommend approve to direct the mayor to sign the hold harmless agreement between Hathaway Homes Phase 2 Limited Partnership in the city of Taylorville, Illinois. Make that form of motion.
Motion by Alderman Scoltedi, second.
Second.
Alderman Wilson.
Yes.
Questions or comments? Comments, Rocky?
Yeah, I talked with Jim Morse with this afternoon. I would ask that you have that motion to say, subject to Hathaway first signing the contract and providing you with the requisite performance bond, and it will have to be subject to your approval. Then you, the mayor, would be allowed to sign the contract.
Okay.
They didn't give you a performance bond yet.
We haven't got a performance bond yet, so we need to have that.
We'll amend the motion to add in the
Part of the letter, wasn't it?
I thought it was.
They were waiting to make sure it was approved and accepted.
So wait.
Oh, so they didn't wanna give us-
Also include receipt of the performance bond.
Yes.
They wanted to make sure it
You
was
can do it,
accepted.
sign once,
Good.
so we don't have to bring it back.
So we don't have to- Once the mayor can sign, once the receipt of the performance bond.
Okay.
That's my motion.
That's his motion. Second, Alderman Wilson. Questions or comments? Roll call.
Randy Mitchelson?
Yes.
Jim Olive?
Yes.
Chris Coltetti?
Yes.
Jeremy Wilson?
Yes.
Doug Brown?
Yes.
Megan Bryant?
Yes.
Steve Dorsones?
Yes.
Motion carries 7-0.
And finally, we have the motion to recommend approve the liquor gaming license to Nora Hamden.
Yes.
Correct, provided all paperwork is completed and all living liquor gaming license requirements are met. This will be for the property located at 419 South Sherman Street.
Motion by Alderman Skoltedi, second.
Second.
Alderman Mitchelson, questions or comments? Roll call.
Doug Brown?
I have a question.
Rocky?
Oh, good job.
Happy birthday.
I assume you're giving a class O, is that what you're doing?
Pardon?
It doesn't say what liquor license it would require an O, and number two, does this exceed the 40?
No,
Liquor
the
gaming
limit now is
licenses
40, we have
is not
39 now, so we have one to give.
Okay.
So,
Rocky, and also I believe this is,
And
there's also an issue that they don't want to buy the property until we say that we're going to give them a liquor license. Because they don't want to buy the property and then not get it, so I don't think they truly applied for the correct. This is just us saying, if you go through the motions,
and
we'll
everything.
probably give you one, or we
Okay.
won't give you one, whatever the case is.
All right. Motion and a
I just
second,
noticed in the committee
Alderman
minutes,
roll call.
it was Sammy and Nora, just got Nora on the motion, so
Right.
that made any difference to you.
Well, he would be the owner of the property, and she would be leasing the property from him.
Okay.
Okay, thank you.
All right. Roll call.
Doug Brown?
Yes.
Megan Bryant?
Yes.
Steve Dorsones?
No.
Randy Mitchelson?
Yes.
Jim Olive?
Yes.
Chris Coltetti?
No?
Jeremy Wilson?
Yes.
Motion carries 5-2. Per subparagraph G.
Bill.
Oh, G. Motion to approve or ratify payment of bills, $276,403.51.
I'll make a motion to
Motion
approve the
Alderman
bills.
Mitchelson, second.
Second.
Alderman Bryant, comment, Alderman Mitchelson?
I went through the bills this week. There were a couple of bills we had questions about. We've got those resolved and they look good.
All right. Roll call.
Chris Coltetti?
Yes.
Jeremy Wilson?
Yes.
Doug Brown?
Yes.
Megan Bryant?
Yes.
Steve Dorsones?
Yes.
Randy Mitchelson?
Yes.
Jim Olive?
Yes.
Motion carries 7-0. Now, per subparagraph G of 5 ILCS 120/2.06. This portion of the city council meeting is reserved for any person wishing to address the council on any relevant subject matters concerning the city. The Illinois Opens Meeting Act 5 ILCS 120/1FC mandates no action shall be taken on the subject matters not listed on the agenda, but the council may direct staff to address the topic or refer the subject matter to a future council and/or committee meeting. If anyone wishes to address the council, please provide your name and address, limit your comments or presentation to 3 minutes, and avoid repetitious comments. Anyone like to speak? Bill?
I want to keep it a little longer. Bill Freeman, Bennett Associates, to remind everybody to sign the online petition for the downtown ITAP Phase 2 project. It's change.org/Taylorville Downtown 2024. The more signatures, the better it looks like the community's involved.
Good,
Thank
we
you.
can share that. Prior.
Anyone else like to speak to the council? Seeing no one, motion for
So
adjournment.
moved.